Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today we are having some fun again with some toilet roll tubes. Now I had a big pile of the ones that I'd flattened down. I'll pop a link to my other videos to show you how you do it. It's really simple. All you do is just cut them in half and then flatten them. You need to wet them and put some antibacterial spray on them and flatten them out, so it's really simple. And that's what you end up with, some lovely flat inner tubes from your toilet rolls. Now I'm just making some really simple little they're sort of like notebooks, or this one has got little tags in it, and they are really lovely. So this one's I've used the Man's Best Friend papers. Now the papers I'm using to cover them, which are the perfect size, are in most of my kits I've got the little sort of shrunk down papers, so they're almost like postcard size, and they are absolutely perfect size for these to cover up the tubes with, which are lovely. So I have been making lots of lovely little notebooks and little tag books, just to pop in my stash, and I think they're really lovely. These ones I've actually made them out of the Friday freebie, so I managed to make 3. So we've got that one, and this one here, which is just a side one, and also I popped in there some scrap paper, and I think that's lovely just to go in a journal. Little pocket there with some of the little bits and pieces in. And then that's one of my words and phrases from the latest one. So I think they are really nice and really handy and so simple to make. This one I actually made from, in my scrap pile, I had some laminated paper, the one-sided that I did, just the one-sided laminating. So I used that one, and I made a little belly band to hold it together. I haven't put anything inside this one. But that is the cover, and I think they are really nice. So you can make that into a little journal, and that just pops on there like that as a belly band. Now the belly bands for these ones are cut down tube, so I've just cut them across like that. So you've got lots like that, and you just cut them across. So simple. So that just fits across there. You do need to cut these down just a little bit, because obviously when they're this size they're going to be the same size, so you just need, when you cut that down, just cut a little bit off here, just so that would slide up when it's folded across like this. So they just go in like that and then just slide up like that. So that's another use for them. So they're really lovely to use. So many ideas for toilet roll tubes. This one is really nice. I do like this one because I covered this with fabric. I bought a lovely big bunch of fabric from Amazon. Let me have a look. I actually made a face mask here out of this one. So I bought some fabric to make a face mask like this one. So this is my attempt at my face mask, which I think came out rather well. I've used one of my old t-shirts in there. So I was really happy with that, and with a leftover bit I actually made a little wallet, not a little wallet, a little journal like that, bits of paper in there, and one of our little snap buttons on there to keep it closed, and I think that looks really sweet. So I'll just quickly show you this fabric because it's lovely. Now I don't really have a huge amount of fabric, so I bought this to make some masks and also some journal covers. So look at these, aren't they lovely? Really nice, and it's a really nice cotton as well, so I'm loving these. So I'm going to make a couple more face masks. So I've got one so I can just pop them in the wash, and I could also got some journal cover material as well, and I think they look really nice. It's almost like old wallpaper, this one. So I'm loving that. So I'll pop a link down to that in under the video, or on my Amazon storefront as well. So these are so simple. So I'm going to pop them to the side. Loving these ones that I made out of the Friday freebie, really nice. And this one. So these are some that I've already made, which are just the covers, and they're really easy. So I'm going to take a piece of, or one of these like this, take one of the flattened toilet rolls and I'm just going to stick it to the back. And I'm going to stick it with a little bit of tacky glue. Oopsie daisy. I'm using this one because the hole's just a little bit bigger than the other one. So I'm just going to stick this down like that. I will be sewing it, so if you're not going to sew, make sure you stick it down really well. But I will just be sewing around the outside of this. So I'm going to just stick that on. Then I'm going to cut around it. Oops, a bit wibbly wobbly, wasn't it? Like that. Pop that down. I'm loving this paper. I think it's really, really pretty. So squash that down. What's my little bone folder? Nice and flat. Just go around the edge of here. Like that. All the way around. When you cut your toilet roll tubes in half, just sort of like cut it so it's rectangle. Make sure it's all even around the outside. Now I'm going to take another piece, and this is just going to be a piece of tea stain paper, or tea coffee stain paper. And I'm just going to stick this to the back of it, or the inside of it will be. So a little bit of glue on there. Just, you don't have to use your finger. You can use glue stick or whatever you like to stick it down with. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tacky glue just to hold it on there. Pop that on. Let's make sure it's stuck nicely like that. Then we should cut around it. Oops. Okay. There we go. Cut all the little bits off if you weren't quite popped it on there straight. There we go. And that's how simple it is, just to cover it up. So cover it whatever papers you want to cover it with. Like that. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly run the sewing machine around the outside just to sew it around there, just so it looks nice, so it finishes it off properly. So 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go. That's just sewn nice and neatly around the outside. Let's cut that little bit off there. So that's perfect. So what I want to do is just fold this in half. Now it's still a little bit damp, wet from the glue, so let's just fold this in half, just like that. Get my bone folder and just flatten that nicely, and on the inside make sure that's nice and flat. So that's our little booklet, which is cute, isn't it? So I've got some of these little belly bands, so that will just fit on there nicely. So that looks nice. Then we need to cover this up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the piece of tea stain paper, just cut that little bit off. Now I'm going to cover it. So let's have a little bit of glue. What did I do with my glue? There we go. Again, cover it with whatever you like, whatever paper you're going to be using. Stick that down. Stick it in the middle because we can cut the other little bits off in a minute. Pop that onto there. Just fold that little bit over. And we need to fold that over. Cut that just there, just so it fits on the edge like that. Then we pop another bit of glue all over it. Pop a little bit down on the end, just so that sticks onto there. Squash it all down, rub that either side so we know where to cut, like that, so you've got like a line from the edge just here. Perfect. And then you've got one little covered toilet roll tube, or a piece of tubing anyway. Oopsie daisy. Okay, now we need to, I've got some little bits here. I could use some of these. These are the doggy ones. We don't want the doggy ones. I think I might use that one because that goes really well with that. I thought I had some more in here. This one, Life is Beautiful. Shall we have that one? That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's put that in there. So I'm just going to stick that onto there like that. I think I might just sort of ink this up a bit if I can find my little dauber somewhere, whatever I've done with it. Let's have a look. It was here somewhere. I think I popped it away somewhere, didn't I? Tidied up and lost it. Let's just use this one then. A little bit of ink just around the outside. Now again, you can stamp on this or cover it with some pretty paper, but I thought I'd just use the tea stain paper on this one. Just like that. Perfect. I'm going to stick that on there. Shall we have a little bit of cheesecloth? Do I have any? Here's a piece. A piece either side. Let's cut little random pieces off. Take that off. Just runcle it up. Let's see if I've got a glue stick. A little bit of glue either side. Stick that on there. Just like that, and then I'm going to pop that in the middle with a little bit of this glue, I think. Pop that on. Squash it down. Make sure it's stuck down nicely. Lid on there, so then that should fit on there. Get it inside. That slips on there, and doesn't that look nice? I'll put those out of the way. So that is Life is Beautiful, and again add any more sort of like little embellishments or something to the side if you wanted to, like that. So on the inside, what should we do? Shall we pop some little piece of paper? Let's pop some little pockets in there. Okay. Let's say about 2 inches. Not quite sure how wide it should be. About there. So what would that be? About 2.5. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bend this over. So if that was 2, I'm going to go 1.5 and just mark that like that. So it's like a little pocket there. And I'll do another one. So we want this to be 2 inches. What was that one? 2.5. And just bend it over like that. So they should be similar. a little bit of ink on them. Let's open this up. I don't know what I did with my dauber. Somewhere. A little bit of ink. Okay. Oops. Bend those over. And let's just stick it down. A little bit of glue. Flatten that down so it looks like it's got a nice little turnover there. A little bit of glue here. Stick that down. And that little pocket there. Okay, so I'm just going to stick them in there. Nice and simple to do. So you could get all your recycled toilet roll tubes and make some lovely little tag books, couldn't you? Or little journals, little notebooks, and they fit because they're just a really nice size. They will actually fit into your journals. So it's like this one that I did with a dog's life, man's best friend, and this one's got it's a dog's life. This would fit perfectly in the journal as well because they are nice and small. A little bit of glue. Again, this is just tacky glue that I've got in my little pot. There. Put that on there. I don't think I've done that very level, have I? Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look. Got any nice little tags in here? They're quite pretty, aren't they? I'm sure I have some other ones, maybe not. Maybe we will just use these ones. Pop that in there. Pop that in there so they fit in there nicely. Have I got any little diddy ones in here? A couple of little small ones which could go in there, couldn't they? That's one. Go. Oops. So these can go in there as well. So I just need a little bit of something. Let's use a piece of this. This is some leftover. Again, make a little piece. So I'm going to just do that and fold it over. So how long was that? So if I do it just an inch on each one. Oops, what did I do with that one? Bit of ink. Bit of ink on there. You could probably actually use a little bit of fabric, or you could use a little bit of lace to make a little pocket under here. Would look nice. A bit of glue to stick that down. Glue to stick that bit down. And we'll go round the outside like this. And make a little pocket. Yes, it's not very level at all. That gives you an idea. So that can fit in there, and that can fit in there, and this one, a little bit of glue, put that there, and we have a little pocket. Two little tags. Now, I think that's really lovely. Now If I had my other little embellishments, I would pop something else on there. But I think that looks really nice. So that just closes up, and then you've got yourself a little belly band. You can get that in, and that sits on there. Now that would make a really nice little gift, because that would pop in the post in the little envelope, wouldn't it? So you could have a nice little pen pal gift there as well. So I think they are really, really nice, and so simple to do. Again, you can pop this one. I've just popped some paper in there and I've stapled it. So this is the quick, easy way to do it. So that's your staple, and then this one I've just put some scrap paper and I've just sewed it through there, and then what I did, I just stuck that on like that and made a little side pocket. So you can make them out of any little scrap bits of paper you've got. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Quick and easy, so you can make lots and lots in no time. So I'm going to finish up making these here. So I've got a nice little stash of these to pop in my journals. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. Looking forward to seeing all your makes on the Facebook group. Please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Alright guys, bye bye.